Hi, you're watching Alexa. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about emotional spending. I got a comment on my video about lessons learned from doing low buy in 2019 and my first project pan, and Amethyst Moonrise left me a comment. So I summarized her questions as: what mental function did shopping have for you? And what are some helpful ways that you found to deal with those feelings and insecurities that you mentioned? So I mentioned a lot of things in that video. If you're not caught up, it's just so much easier to be like, oh yeah, it's logical to stop spending if you're in debt, or to stop overspending because you don't need more stuff. But it's a whole other thing to have that click or that aha moment that helps you really kickstart a move towards change in your life. All right, let's get into this. Number one, we need to confront feelings that provoke the shopping. Like, think about how you feel before you get the itch to go shopping. Is it because you're bored? Is it because you're feeling unattractive and you think you're gonna buy something that's gonna help with attractiveness, like a manicure or, I don't know, a dress? Is your shopping habit a way of coping with stress after a stressful week at work? Is it like what they refer to as retail therapy? Are you doing it because you're trying to keep up with things that you see on social media or other people around your life? And I'm sure there are more, but are you purchasing something because you think it'll elevate your status? Something like a designer bag, for instance, has that allure where people buy Chanel purses because Chanel equals status. But it doesn't if you can't afford anything else that's designer and the rest of your outfit looks sloppy. I never understood that. I'm really sorry if I'm offending anyone, but like, I've never understood why people need to have really expensive bags and then not so cute outfits and run themselves into debt for them. These are all of the mental functions that shopping had for me. It was coping with all of those feelings, and all of those feelings would provoke me to go shopping. Being on YouTube also was not helpful because it sort of exacerbated everything, made me feel like I needed to buy more so that I could do more content. So I lied to myself and said, oh, I need to buy this for my channel, and it was BS. Using shopping to solve any of those issues, those emotional issues or those insecurities, is problematic. You're basically using it to either soothe the insecurities or dull your feelings, but you're never actually dealing with those internal issues, and this is just an over-top band-aid. And every time you go back to shopping, you've basically rewarded yourself with a pleasant hit of dopamine. It is scientifically proven that shopping gives you a high, so it's a lot like taking a hit of something using your credit card instead of... I learned how to deal or recognize my insecurities and these feelings once I stopped shopping. Like, an alcoholic needs to have a hangover to realize the consequences. So when you stop shopping, it kind of feels like a hangover, and you will get smacked with all of those feelings and insecurities again. And the only way you can really deal with it is just go through it. And it's a different experience for everyone. Just like life is a journey, it's a different journey for everyone too. Identify outside influences and triggers. Like, what are your triggers? Is it emails that you receive, like promotions? Is it seeing sales? Is it the sales season? Stay away from the mall when things are on sale. The shopping mall, that can be a place that triggers people, but I think more so now it is shopping online. And shopping online is really dangerous because you don't even really need to be home to do that. As long as you have any device that connects to the internet, you are in there. If you find yourself constantly browsing websites, filling your shopping cart, looking for new makeup to purchase or new homeware or whatever it is that you're addicted to purchasing, you might have to curb that habit. If your outside influence is actually a person in your life, like a shopaholic friend who you always hang out at the mall with, or a relative, you might have to set some boundaries and have a serious conversation. Of course, there's social media. Instagram influencers, YouTube influencers, haul videos, etc. are huge things, but so are the ads displayed within your feed now, those can be quite dangerous as well. And if you are triggered by them, you might need to spend less time on Instagram. Scary, I know. For me, my waning interest in purchasing cosmetics is what saved me. Getting overwhelmed by how many launches there were and realizing that I couldn't keep up with everything and that I needed to separate myself from the community, that's what really helped me out. So blogging made it worse and then made it better in a way. And unfollowing people that triggered me, even though I really liked their content, also helped a lot. So, I mean, there are always things like makeup pages that you love, skincare pages that you love. They post all those beautiful flat lays, or those fashion bloggers who have incredible taste in outfits, photograph everything beautifully, street style photography. I was a sucker for that stuff. I would aspire to look like them, but it just wouldn't happen. And like I'd buy things I never ended up wearing. So I unfollowed a lot of those accounts unless they were personal friends of mine, and I just felt like we're following each other. I don't want to cut them out per se. There's something that happens when you know the influencer in person. They become less mystical and less majestic, and you start like not being as obsessed with them in a way. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know. Oh, there's also the fact that I'm in my 30s now, so I don't go out as much as I did in my 20s. And when I was going out all the time, I felt the need to change my outfit for every club appearance because I needed to be wearing different outfits in the photos. Ridiculous, I know. But that's what I was like at 21. I go out less, so therefore I dress up less, and I live in loungewear. I live in sweaters, and I love it. Being interested in the anti-consumerist portion of YouTube, or the more critical part of the beauty community, has been a huge help to me. It helped me discover the life-changing magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. I discovered Project Panning. I discovered Dave Ramsey, so I've been thinking about finances. And like I said previously, being unemployed for a while with a bit of savings meant that I needed to stretch that money as long as I could. That helped curb my spending, but it also made me realize, because I have gone back to the mall. I mean, it's winter in Montreal, and sometimes in the summer, you really want that extra strong AC, and you go to the mall to experience that. Plus, they've got like a bookstore and stuff. It's nice. I do not feel as comfortable in that environment anymore. I find it very stressful when there's loads of people around, and even when there aren't, and I'm actually actively looking for a shirt, a pair of pants. I noticed that the retailers that I used to go towards all the time that were in my preferred price range have significantly dropped in quality over the years. For example, Zara is much worse quality now than it was 10 years ago. And now what you find there truly is the definition of fast fashion. It is filled with articles of clothing that are meant to fall apart after a season. Or they're not made to fit great. Like, they just don't work for me. I've got a shapely body now that I'm older. Number 3 is to unsubscribe from emailing lists. Unfollow all of your online triggers while you're at it. Whether it's the Instagrammers I mentioned before, YouTubers who post frequent hauls or frequent product reviews that very much tempt you, just unfollow them. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting pretty sick of receiving promotional emails in my inbox. Like, sometimes I'm actually waiting for something in my emails, but I just go in there and find a bunch of junk. So I've recently unsubscribed to a lot of things and changed my email settings for particular websites. For instance, Amazon does this thing where if you have things in your wish list, or if you have things in your shopping cart, they email you, hey, did you forget to press the checkout button? No, I didn't. And don't remind me. Like, they are just trying to be top of mind. I don't blame them. They need to make money, but I need to save money, so I don't like it. Number 4, have a budget. I haven't done this yet, so don't shoot me, but it's definitely something that I'm planning for in the near future. But in that budget, if you must purchase non-necessities, have a budget for the non-necessities. Number 5, leave your credit card at home when you go shopping, or commit to paying cash or debit. For me, it's very sad to watch the Queen Elizabeth leave my wallet. Number 6, do not save your credit card information on any websites. This is not only just in case there's a breach in security. I mean, how many times have you heard those horror stories happen with people's credit card information getting taken? This is really so that you can put more obstacles between yourself and purchasing something online. That would include things like not saving your address, not having an account like with Sephora. Really, those points don't buy much of anything. Let's be entirely honest, that point system sucks. Them having your address and your credit card information so that you can just pick and check out is dangerous. Number 7 is find a support system. If someone you love in your life is a negative influence on you, sit down and have a chat with them and explain how important this goal is for you, how much you want to overcome emotional spending, and how you want them to be a positive part of that. And if they can't be that, find a way to set some boundaries with them. If they love you, they will support you as best as they can. A really great way to have a support system set in place is to have an accountability buddy. It's sort of like having a gym partner, someone else who has a similar goal to you, so that you guys can keep each other accountable. And if you don't have that, or you are looking for more sources of inspiration, consider following the no buy and low buy community on YouTube or Reddit or wherever it is on the internet that you find someone with that same common goal with you. Because having an online support system is like having a mini army. Having a community that you can reach out to is just so incredible. Number 8 is to only go shopping with a shopping list or with something very specific that you want to purchase in mind. If you walk into a store and something catches your interest and it wasn't something you planned on buying before seeing it, chances are you really don't need it. If there are any big or small ticket items that you are considering to purchase, items that you desire for whatever reason, whether that be a shirt or a laptop, take from the money that you have budgeted for unnecessary purchases or create a sinking fund if that item is pricey. Number 9 is an oldie but a goodie. Give yourself 24 hours, give yourself 3 days, give yourself a week, whatever. Just wait before you buy it. This will give you extra time to think about it, maybe forget about it. You should at least be less tempted to buy it, and if you are still very gung-ho about getting that thing, then at least you will know it wasn't just an impulse purchase. Number 10 is a big one. Like, this could be a video topic on its own. I'm not an expert at this, but I have a few examples. Basically, it's to find activities to do that are not centered around spending money or that are at least economical. For instance, one weekend, my boyfriend and I decided to take a walk on Mount Royal, which is a nice park in Montreal. It was a sunny December afternoon, so it wasn't too cold. We just bundled up. And it was great because we got to breathe loads of fresh air and enjoy the outdoors. Another thing we did one weekend instead of going out was invite a few friends over for a homemade supper. And we also played Settlers of Catan, so a board game after supper, and listened to music in the apartment. And yeah, and that didn't cost us that much more than what having supper on a normal occasion would, and making food at home is cheaper than buying something out. In the fall, we took several yoga classes together. I know that yoga can be expensive sometimes, but there are deals from time to time, and if you look out for them, they might be worth it. If you're looking for more activities and just ideas of things to do, then you should definitely check out a channel called The Personal Philosophy Project. The creator on there has quite a few videos about things to do when you're trying not to spend much money. You know the drill. If you have a request, definitely leave it down below. I'd be happy to chit chat in the comments again, as we usually do. And I am looking forward to my next video. I'm not sure what it's gonna be because this is probably pre-filmed at the beginning of January. So I will see you guys in my next video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at AlexaLikes so that we can stay connected. Bye.